Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. So let's hop right into it, girlies. So I'm going to talk about today. I've gotten this question that I really realized is really like something that not a lot of people talk about. A lot of new moms don't talk about. Side note, sorry, this video, okay? So my speech and pregnancy brain, like, it's insane. So if I'm stuttering a lot, just bear with me, okay? I'm gonna get these points out. I wrote down all the points, but I've been asked the question, the things that I've been doing to prepare for motherhood. So I'm gonna touch on 3 different topics: spiritually, mentally, and physically. If you see me looking down, I have my notes here on my iPad. I have to have notes or my brain will just blank. So we're gonna start with spiritually, because I think that is the most important. I am a child of God. I'm a woman of God, and when I found out I was pregnant, a big shift in me happened. You know, God did this, first of all, because as those of you who don't know, check out my last video. This was not a planned pregnancy. This was just not even a uh-oh, because I wasn't being risky, but check out the other video. I go into details what really happened. And so just off rips, immediately I knew that this was God, because just in general, like how everything fell into place, like it was God. So I had to sit down with myself and ask myself, like, what exactly is this reason? Because I didn't understand. I didn't understand why it was happening. What was going on? And God brings you what you need at that moment in your life. Like, children are blessings. Despite whatever the circumstances are, like, they are blessings. And so I was just focusing in. My first trimester, I was so sick. Like, it was so bad. In and out of the hospital, IVs, like, just terrible for 3.5 months. And in that time, I'm like, I wasn't negative, but I also wasn't positive. I was just like, I don't understand, like, why? And so when I found out I was having twins, a big shift happened, because when I found out I was pregnant, just in general, like, immediately I just thought, you know, one baby. That's what a lot of people think when they find out they're pregnant. It's like, you're not sitting here like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be pregnant with twins. Like, that's the last thing I was thinking. But I had this hyper independence. So I realized that, like, I need people. Like, I need people. When I found out I was having twins, I realized that the reason for God doing not just 1, but 2 was because I had this hyper independent personality that was really a coping mechanism because of being let down, or just the way I was brought up. Genuinely, I was brought up by both my parents. My mom's super independent. My dad always told me never to depend on anybody. And at Lynn, I had like a relationship where I tried to, like, you know, be the soft girl and like rely on a man, and it was just more so it was just a disaster. So I had this like super, and it was toxic. It was very toxic, like, in the sense like,
oh, I said something wrong, I was mean or whatever. Okay, you're mad, I apologize. If you don't get over it, oh well, you don't have to talk to me, goodbye, I don't care, I don't need you anyway, I have more better things to do in my life, I have goals to chase.
That's like how it was. Like, that's how I was. And after a lot of reflection, when I got pregnant, I realized, like, that, because, like, it wasn't like I was out and partying and I was out in the scene, and I was out, like, I was focusing on my brand stuff, working. That's it. It was more so like on a spiritual level, God saying, like, girl, you need people. Like, you can't push everybody out of your life and you not caring. And so, of course, my first trimester, I wasn't okay. Like, I wasn't okay. But every Sunday I watched church. Even though I wasn't going physically, I was watching church. I got closer to God. I just started really focusing really on what God said and what God is preparing me for. Because honestly, this is the biggest blessing, but also the biggest life-changing thing any human being can do. A woman bringing a child into this world is like, you are a portal. You are God's portal. So I really focused in and like zoned in every Sunday to make it a point to make sure God was forefront in my life, because I can't do this by myself. I can't do it without God. Like, I want my babies to know who God is. I want to be that example for my kids. So that's number one. I just got a new Bible, which I'm really excited about. It's like an interactive Bible. I like physical stuff, so like I got a physical Bible. It's beautiful. I got a new journal because I would like to read parts of the Bible and like do journaling and apply how I apply it to my life. And then also after sermons, after church, I can, go back to the scriptures and everything. So I'm making that a part of my life because God is my life. I would not have anything around me. I wouldn't have these babies. I wouldn't have anything if it weren't for God. So number two, mentally, I mentally have shifted already. Like, people say kids change your life. Like, once you have your kid, you change. That started when I found out I was pregnant. It kind of goes hand in hand with what I said about me having hyper independence. When I realized that, I was just like, I need help, because I was ruining, even in the beginning of my pregnancy, I was still operating in that hyper independence, and just kind of like I shut down. And I was just, I'm a nice person, but then like old Alia, who I used to be, when somebody would piss me off, oh baby, I'm shooting from the hip. And these are people that I love, because I was hurting a lot of relationships, and I just got tired of my own BS. Like, I just got tired of it. I was just like, you know what? Like, I need to figure out what is going on with me, because I don't want to be the culprit of my children's mental illness. You see what I'm saying? Just because I didn't work on myself. So I need to figure out what is going on with me. I need to get the help that I need to get. So that was the second thing. And I went to therapy. So I started going to therapy, and it was amazing. It helped verify some of the traumas that I just wiped off in my life as just like whatever had happened, whatever. I never got help from the things that happened in my past. And so that then affected me, and it like made a lot of sense. I vouch for therapy, because when you're especially after a traumatic situation, it's like you process it, but if you're trying to process it by yourself, you might not process it in a very caring way to yourself, because I was always taught like not to be a victim, like that's life, just whatever, you move on. But at some point I realized I needed to be validated that what happened to me was not okay, what it actually was, that it was traumatic, that it was an abusive situation, and my reaction towards, my relationship with my boyfriend and the father of my children, like why I was acting that way, like why I was in that energy. So that helped a lot. And also journaling. So those of you who don't know, I am an author. I'm actually going to be back into writing my third book and republishing my first and second one, because I wrote my first and second one when I was really young. There's a lot of typos, a lot of everything, but shout out to my OG fans, because I was like in high school writing books. And so just know, but I have really good substance. And so for a long time, I just kind of cowered back from everything, really, from social media, from like putting my face out there, for putting my voice in my stories and all of that, just because I kind of went into this like hermit mode of just like, oh, people don't really care about what I have to say, or everybody's going through something, so who am I to tell? Like, I'm not in the best place ever, so who am I to tell somebody or help somebody else with their situation? That's nothing but the devil talking. Let me say that first. So I've been back into journaling, and just for me, just figuring out how I feel internally, what my thoughts are, and just really taking that time. And that's really helped me. And point number 3 that I'm preparing for motherhood is physically. So of those of you who don't know, I am an ex-ballerina, professional ballerina. I used to live in New York. And I've been training in modern classical dance my whole life. And I had this biggest fear of, like, when I was younger, of not wanting to have kids, just because I couldn't imagine not having a 6-pack. Like, I had, like, just the idea of, like, not seeing my coochie. It just didn't sit right with me. I'm like, what do you mean? And then just, like, the after effect.
Like, what is my body gonna look like? Am I gonna have stretch marks? Like, am I ever gonna be the same? Like,
you know, like, those are the fears. But believe it or not, when I got pregnant, and then when I found out I was having twins, a little bit of my body dysmorphia crept up, because, like, I still am hyper focused on stretch marks. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, stretch marks. And, like, I still don't have any stretch marks, which thank you, Jesus. But nothing, I'm not saying anything's wrong with stretch marks. Honestly, like, I don't know how my body's gonna react. I still have 6 weeks left. Like, I don't ever say, like, oh, I don't have stretch marks, because I could literally wake up with stretch marks tomorrow. So they could be forming right now. So, but that's, like, kind of the only thing that I was really freaking out about, like, having stretch marks. And but besides that, like, I've been adapting. Like, I haven't gained a lot of weight. I haven't, like, my cravings are fruit. Like, I love fruit. I've always been a healthy eater, so I think that's why, like, I also hadn't gained a lot of weight, because all I eat is fruit. Not all I eat, but, like, I, like, crave, like, how pregnant people get cravings. Like, I crave fruit, strawberries, mangoes, pineapples, grapes, any fruit. Just give me, and just refreshing. It refreshes me. But I started walking. When I say started, I mean, like, literally just started today. Today was my first day walking in the mornings. Just because I'm on, technically I'm on moderated bed rest right now. Everything's fine, but my babies are really big. They're in the 80th percentile, and I am a small framed woman. Like, literally from the back, you would not know I'm pregnant. And so my babies are really big, and they don't want me to go, because twins already come early. I'll be induced at 3:30. I'll be induced at 37 weeks. I am going to naturally induce myself. So I was like, let me start, you know, making those plans now, walking more, etc., etc. So I started walking this morning, early in the morning. Those of you who don't know, it's July. I don't know whenever you guys are watching this video. It is July, and I live in the East Coast, so, like, we have summer, and it's hot. It's hot. Okay, it is hot. It's 97 in a few days. Like, it's hot. Okay, so I walk early in the mornings because, baby, I'm already toting a lot. I'm toting a lot. I don't need the sun beaming on me. Like, no, thank you. So yes, walking. I also am gonna start doing my yoga at night, just to, like, get my body limber. Like, the positions and the exercises that I've read about for helping induce labor and just helping your body prepare for labor, they're kind of exercises I've been doing my whole life, and so my body's just kind of used to it. I haven't lost my agility, my flexibility. I just have a big belly. Another thing, physically, I'm resting. Preparing for motherhood is rest, because I know I'm not gonna get it. I had to listen to my body, because I've always been a go girl. Like, I lived in New York. I was a professional dancer. I was living in Miami. Like, I've just been a go-getter. I've always been active. Either from running, even after I retired from dance, like, running in the gym every day, just all the time active. But when you're pregnant, and specifically when you're pregnant with twins, like, that's, like, doesn't stop. But, like, for me, I'm not saying I see a lot of moms that are, like, work out their whole entire pregnancy. for me personally, I could not. One, because I was deadly sick my first 3.5 months. And then by the time I got to my second trimester, I was just like, I just want to live. I just need to regain this strength. And then now I'm in my third trimester, like the beginning of my third trimester. If you don't know, I'm 31 weeks. So like, I just never forced myself to work out. I still am all belly, like I still have my muscle definition, but I do listen to my body. And I always thought like I was going to be working out my whole entire pregnancy if I ever got pregnant and all this, but my body, my back, like I was in pain. Like I'm in pain. And it's harder. And so I never thought I would ever be in that position where I'm like, I feel like I can't do it. So I just had to listen to my body and take my time and be okay with the change that I'm going through and the big change that my body is going through. And it's forming me into this woman that like, it's different. Like the moment you get pregnant, the moment you have, your babies, your life changes, and you can't expect things to be exactly how they were and you to be exactly how you used to be, because that's literally your life is nothing like how it used to be. You can still, like, of course I will go right back to working out. Of course, don't get me wrong. I will be in that gym, or I already started ordering stuff for because we have a home gym here. Started ordering this little Pilates machine, because trust me, baby, when we're gonna get right, we're gonna get tight. But I'm at this stage of my life, that's not what I need. My body is working 24/7, not feeding one and growing one, but 2 human beings, and also still keeping myself alive. Who's doing all of that? I love my body. I love what my body's doing, and I'm so grateful for that. So that's my 3 things that I've been doing to mentally, physically, and spiritually prepare for motherhood. And I'm super excited. And I'm super excited to take you guys on this journey. If you have any comments, any questions, go down below. If you have any things that you've done, if you're a new mom, or you're expecting mom and you've been preparing and you want to share different tips of what you've been doing to prepare for motherhood and whatnot, then drop them down below. But thank you guys, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye.